What's going on, guys? Excuse the basement office attire, but I wanted to do a video on one thing that I see that a lot of guys do not understand in California and stuff. There's a huge conversation about cost plus in the construction world, especially online and everything, especially on Instagram and all that stuff. The thing about cost plus in California is it is illegal to do cost plus in California. You have to give a quote unquote competitive bid. Okay. Now I know a lot of guys who do not listen to this, and they have done their whole business for decades on cost plus, on time and materials, however you want to call it. And technically you can't be doing that. So if you get caught up in something or whatever, then that might come out and that might make things worse. Okay. Like I said, in the last video, the CSLB and California contractor law is very archaic and has not changed. The enforcement of it is also very archaic. And the CSLB does not have the manpower to fully enforce everything. They truly don't. And so it is somewhat still the Wild West. But there is a few things that are exempt from that. I want to put that out there. And I also just want to read the list here so you guys kind of understand your position. It's not on the type of job or anything like that. So the only ones that have an exemption, a bid exemption, would be contracts less than 5,000, contracts of less than 5,000 where only per diem or travel expenses or a combination therefore are to be paid. Emergency contracts, okay? Emergency contracts can be time and material cost plus. Interagency agreements, contracts with other California state agencies. So, one state agency to another state agency, right? We're outside of that. We're private. Contracts with other public entities, include contracts with another state, local, or federal agency. Contracts solely for the purpose of obtaining expert witnesses for litigation. Contracts for legal defense. Community-based rehabilitation programs, small business, disabled veteran business enterprises, and then there's a bunch of different options in there. So if you're a veteran-owned business, you do have a little bit more leeway, especially, veterans have, they have what you might call it priority when bidding government jobs. Contracts for development, maintenance, administration, or use of licensing. Other specific statutory exemptions. There's a bunch of other stuff with bank transactions and stuff like that. Executive orders, government executive orders. And so this is getting more into government. So there is it's about one page here. But everything construction based that's over $5,000, you have to have a competitive bid style of pricing. And so that is the law in California. So my advice to you is get really good at bidding. And that's also somewhat what pushes prices up in California, is people have to bid in the risk. And the risk is I cannot give you a cost plus bid. And I am stuck with the number that I give you unless change orders start going in. And even then, to get change orders approved and all that stuff and explain them is a fight. And so the way I bid it is I bid it to take care of everything. Every little hiccup is going to come up. Every little thing is going to screw me. That's the only way I can bid it, so that my risk is very low and my probability of pulling off the project and being successful in it and walking away with a profit is very high, as high as it can be. So anyways, just so you guys know, if you're out there doing cost plus in California, it's technically illegal. And if you get in a legal battle with a client or something, it could bite you in the ass. Again, do I do everything perfect? No. But I just am aware, and I try to be on top of contract law and everything to make sure I cover as many bases as I can. I never foresee anything of litigation ever happening, but this is life, and life throws curveballs at you all the time, so you got to be careful. So anyways, just so you guys know, if you're thinking about going cost plus and you're in California, you're shit out of luck.